Now we discuss Salmonella. It is the one of the species of the Enterobacteriaceae and the medically important bacteria. Nowadays, we heard the word typhoid fever and the traveler diarrhea as well as salmonellosis wording. So this is the about the Salmonella. Salmonella is a big group of Enterobacteriaceae. Clinically, Salmonella's serotypes, they are usually thousands serotypes, but we classify and group the Salmonella into three big groups: Salmonella typhi, Salmonella paratyphi A, B, C. The third, Salmonella enteriditis. Now, morphology of the Salmonella, as we discussed with you, Enterobacteriaceae is rod shaped, gram negative. A slight capsule is present. Flagella, peritrichous flagella present. Therefore, we can say they are motile and not spore forming bacteria. Transmission of Salmonella species occur as we know that is the intestinal tract of animals as well as the human are the constituent reservoir and infection for human. So the transmission of this microorganism occur from the orophacal route, and the main source is the poultry eggs, uncooked meats, as well as animal sources and the orophacal roots. Members of this genus Salmonella can cause a variety of diseases, including gastroenteritis and the major problem, that is the enteric fever or the typhoid fever. Remember this point, that Salmonella clinically produce the major infection, that is the typhoid, and the other is, for example, traveler diarrhea or the salmonellosis, that is produced by the species S. enteritica, Salmonella enteritica. One of the other serotypes, that is the typhimurium, is also present, which is the causative agent of diarrhea. Now, the important property as we discuss, but two that relates to the Salmonella, they are the lactose fermenter. Whenever we grow this microorganism on the Mechanchi agar, so the color of the Mechanchi agar change. It's mean that lactic acid is produced, and due to the fermentation of the lactose, lactic acid produced and change the color of the Mechanchi. As well as this microorganism produce a gas, that's the carbon dioxide gas, as well as the black gas, there is the hydrogen sulfide gas, which is also present. It is the after the utilization of the sulfur containing amino acids. The diagrammatic representation, if you see toward the slide, that show the pathogenesis of this microorganism. It's very simple. Orophacal root. whenever microorganism reach to the lumen of the gut, so ingested salmonella enter intestinal cells by endocytosis. Second diagram. Now here salmonella is engulfed by the phagocytes, and by the process of endocytosis through endothelial cells to the submucosa. At the area of the submucosa, macrophages engulf this microorganism and then they proceeds toward the lymphatic system. A third diagram. Now macrophages carry the salmonella to the reticuloendothelial system, which bacteria multiply and intracellularly, causing lymphoid hyperplasia and hypertrophy. Via this lymphatic system, again they drain towards the intestinal tract and producing the disease. As we discuss, invade epithelial cells of the small intestine. Sometimes the disease remain localized, but if they increase in number, so they become a systemic, disseminated foci and lead to the other organs of the body and producing diseases outside the GI tract. Now we discuss the clinical manifestation of the salmonella. First is the salmonellosis. As you see the slide in the underline salmonellosis words. This localized disease primarily caused by the enteritis, the serotypes of the salmonella, as well as the typhimurium. These two serotypes causes salmonellosis, and they also call 9-typhidal salmonella. It means that they both do not produce typhoid, but the other than the typhoid, and that is called salmonellosis. Now, what is salmonellosis? It is nothing, but it's characterized by nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. It is localized disease and characterized by nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea after the ingestion of salmonella. Now, it develops within 48 to 72 hours of ingestion of contaminated food or water, and it is clinically abdominal cramp and fever observed in this. So, in healthy patient, uncompromised patient, disease is generally self-limiting. It means that if the patient is uncompromised, so this disease is limiting within 72 or the 48 hours, self-limited. Although the microorganism, if the patient is healthy, but it causes a patient carriers and persist for a month or more in the patient. Second, big major clinical manifestation of the salmonella. Now, this disease is also called typhoid fever, and the causative agent of the typhoid fever is the Salmonella typhi and paratyphi. Two serotypes is responsible to the pathogenesis of this enteric fever. This is a severe life-threatening systemic illness characterized by fever and frequently abdominal symptoms, that is the cramp, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. Now, other non-specific symptoms also present in the enteric fever, that is the chills, sweats, headache, anorexia, weakness, sore throat, cough, malaria, and either diarrhea or constipation. But fever and the abdominal symptom is the major symptom of the enteric fever. About 30% of the patient have a faint maculopapular rashes on the trunk region, and that is called rose spot. Once remember, rose spot is not the starting sign symptom of the enteric fever. It started after a week or two. That is the reason the incubation period of this microorganism is also from 5 to 21 days. Untreated mortality is approximately 15% among survivors, and the symptom generally resolves in 3 to 4 weeks. As we discussed the typhoid fever, timely by the antibiotic therapy, the mortality rate reduces about few percents. But when complications develop, so it is in the form of intestinal hemorrhage, ulcer of the gut, and the other focal infection, as for example the endocarditis. Now, a small percentage of the patient become chronic carriers, while typhoid fever remain a global health problem, as well as infected gallbladder are the main source of the chronic carriers. Now, the other clinical manifestations of the salmonella, that is the other sites than the GI tract. Bacteria sustained bacteremia is often associated with vascular salmonella infection that occur when bacteria seed atherosclerotic plaque. Salmonella can also causes abdominal infection, hepatobiliary tract, spleen. They reach to the bones, producing osteomyelitis, septic arthritis, and rarely infection of the other tissue or organs. 95% of the cases of the salmonella infection are foodborne, but salmonellosis occur approximately 30% of the death resulting from foodborne illness. Now, the lab diagnosis of the salmonellosis, of the salmonella. Inshallah, we will discuss this in the next lecture.